What's up, guys? This is K-LO, and normally I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, but welcome back to another episode of Community Kitchen, where we're cooking up the latest and greatest gaming news headlines, and who better to join me today than Aden? Why don't you say what's up?
Hi, everybody. GTA 6 doesn't exist. It's a myth. Don't believe it. Rockstar is just putting out videos to appease you.
It's all AI generated content. But before we get into any of that, we'd like to say thank you to each and every one of you guys that are liking these videos, subscribing to Game Sandwich, and if you're new here, do all that and join our community Discord. Links to that is in the video description down below. But we are here today to beat a dead horse, or not dead yet, but it's there. GTA 6. There's a few things that have been happening around this game that we want to talk about today. It concerns its price point and release date. Pretty much two of the biggest things we need to know about right now. And yeah, so Aden, we've talked at length about the price, when it's going to release, when it's going to do this, is it going to be the biggest game ever made? Before I read what 2K, Strauss Zelnick, its boss, had to say about all this, how much do you think GTA 6 is going to cost?
If I had to guess minimum, it's going to be $80. But if I had to guess realistically, I think it's probably leaning towards the $100 mark. Probably 130 if we're talking like a deluxe edition here.
Ooh, we're getting up there in price. Well, Strauss Zelnick was talking to Variety during a Take-Two quarterly earnings report, and Variety asked Take-Two about an $80 price tag for GTA 6. And Strauss Zelnick replied, "Our goal, as always, is to deliver more value than what we charge. So we've had a variable pricing at the company forever. As you know, the approach for the industry is to launch at a premium price, sometimes with special editions, and over time, typically, to reduce the price to enhance the overall size of the market. We do the very same thing. I think probably more than most, we're highly focused on making sure that the experience is great. Not just because the game itself is great, but also because the consumers have paid a fair price for it." A lot of word lettuce. Is that the term they use?
Yeah,
Or,
word salad, if you
word
will.
word salad. Sorry, and this is
Tossing up them letters like lettuce.
game sandwich. Um, we're that confirms at least a $80 price point. At least I personally think.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna dodge the question completely and just be like, "Oh yeah, we just want a fair price and yada yada yada, market values and all that," yeah, obviously you're gonna be like, you're going minimum $80 right there. It's to be expected. Sorry, people, the day and age of $70 games is behind us a little bit. It's not like completely behind us, but like obviously some developers are willing to listen and everything and get like a $70 price tag. But for the most part, it's going to be behind us. Going forward into 2026, expect a lot more games to be $80.
Exactly. And the $70 price period was gone, or was here and gone in a quick amount of time. I don't know about you, but what he said right here is very similar to what Randy Pitchford said about Borderlands, where it was like, hey, like, you didn't say it's not my call, but it's like that value thing comes up again. And then whenever you pair that with the scope and size of what we assume GTA 6 is gonna be, and then what follows of online and stuff like that, he's pretty much saying, yeah, you're paying at least 80 for it, if not 100. But that $100 price point, kind of, I'm steering away from it, almost, not entirely, because it is rumored that this game won't release with its multiplayer. Like, it's just going to be campaign right away. And do you think that warrants
Yeah.
$100 to be like, hey, like, you're going to get it at
I
some
mean,
point?
come on, let's be fair. The online is going to just be a free addition to it. But it's not going to be paid. And if it is paid, then I'm gonna be they're gonna be having some words here.
Some
We're
words.
gonna be having some words. But I don't think it's gonna be paid for the multiplayer. I think it's just gonna be, hey, it's like, GTA 5. They didn't release GTA 5 with the multiplayer right away. They released it like a month or two later or something. And that's fine. You know, give people time to complete the campaign and then release the multiplayer afterwards when you have a chance to refine it a little bit more. I'm okay with that. You know, as long as it's going to be a free edition. If it's not going to be a free edition, then you sure as hell got me surprised as to why the game's going to be $80 to begin with, or $100 even, like as some are saying. Come on, we deserve a free multiplayer at that point. That should just be included in the game price.
That's my thing of like, all right, if you charge $100, I assume we're going to be getting a pretty expansive single player mode that's not just going to be over the course of like 2-3 days where you can kind of knock it out and get it done. I assume at launch, much like GTA 5, we're going to play the single player for like a month or two, and then they're like, all right, GTA Online is here. You can kind of dive into that now that you've gone through the story, and we're kind of getting the servers prepared for everyone that's going to rush that whole experience. But releasing at $100 is the thing where it's like, all right, I'm okay with paying $100 as long as I know I'm going to be playing this game for a very long time, and you're going to offer up content that is like coming almost regularly, where it's like every other month we could expect new expansions, new missions, new this, like incentivize me to keep coming back. But
Yeah.
then there's that issue of we know how much those shark cards did for them, how much people were willing to pay to get the fancy cars and kind of just spend copious amounts of money to kind of just get these fancy penthouses. So again, it's up in the air, but yeah, this price point, I feel like when the hammer comes down, no one's going to be happy.
Oh yeah, I mean, nobody is going to be happy. I mean, you're going to have people who complain when it's $80. You're going to have people who complain when it's $70. You're going to have people complaining at $100. You're never going to satisfy everybody unless you make the game free, which isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
And even if the game is free, people are still going to complain.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be like, "Why is this free? It shouldn't be free," and everything. And it's like, okay, well, you know what? People are gonna complain no matter what. The thing that they need to do though is just keep the price fair. If it goes above $80, then I think that they're going to be asking way too much for people. And honestly, like I don't have an issue, like you said, I don't have an issue with paying $80 as long as I know that I'm going to be like, actually playing it for a long time. I always have that thing that I point out and that John always like says, "Oh, it doesn't always work like that." And it doesn't. But there's a lot of, hey, if you're gonna have some value, get $1 for every hour that you play. That's $1's worth of value, basically, in my opinion. So if it's
Yeah.
$80, give me an $80 campaign. You know, give me an online that's worth 80 hours of my time. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like I want to be able to play it for a long time. If it's $60, give me a 60-hour campaign. You know, it doesn't always work like that, but there's a lot of times where it does, especially with RPG games and we're like open sandbox games like that. And you know, you just got to kind of factor it in like that. You need to have enough bang for your buck.
Well, that's my thing of, all right, you release for $100, you better not Red Dead Redemption 2 it, where it's like you release a beautiful campaign, but then the multiplayer kind of suffers and they don't pay attention to it. Albeit, I know they had GTA 5 at the time and it's GTA Online. Obviously, that's the cash cow. But whenever I look at what Red Dead 2 did in its campaign and its just overall gameplay, I'm like, I wish there was more in that multiplayer within the first few months. That's why it fell off the face of planet Earth. And it's like, all right, Rockstar, you gotta learn from that. You gotta support this game, especially with how much is riding on this game. It sucks to say, because that's a lot of pressure on the developers. But again, like, GTA 6 is gonna be the biggest game release of all time. Like, there's no stretch of the word there. But speaking of release, there is a rumor that apparently GTA 6 might face another delay where it's like, all right, we had the May release date, and then I seen that rumor was debunked, that like, oh, it's not getting delayed. But the conversation around a delay to September is now within the general conversation. Are we okay with that? Are we against it? Is this more of like, hey, just take your time and make the damn game good?
I mean, at this point, I just expect that it's never going to release, but. That's fine.
Everything's
I,
fine.
I'm not okay with it, but at the same time, I'm just like, we've waited this long for it. What
Exactly.
is another like 5 months? People have waited 10 years. What's another 5 months? What's another 6 months? Like, come on.
I,
It's
I
not that
agree.
big of a deal.
I agree. I'm like, take as much time as you need to make the game in the best possible shape it could be. Also, too, I personally feel for every other developer releasing a game that year, where it's like, just stick to a damn date, Rockstar. Like, we need to figure out our stuff. Because let's face it, if you're going to be one of these developers releasing your first title or like a second entry that's like really like trying to get back, let's just say for an example, like Battlefield 6. If you're looking to release Battlefield 6 the same month or around the same week as GTA 6, you don't stand a chance. Like, there's literally nothing
Oh
you could
yeah.
do. You could release that game for free, and they'll still be like, oh, no, sorry, this game is more important. And, yeah, like,
Yeah.
we don't know other games that are releasing around GTA 6. And the big story was everyone's trying to move their games out of that month or out of that release window.
Yeah. I don't know when they're going. I don't want to be one of those developers that has to put up with releasing the same year as Rockstar's. Unless, like, if you are releasing, like, let's say they release in September, at the very least, like, if I want to be before it, I
Yeah.
want to be before it by a couple months. That way, people have time to save up the money again to get GTA 6. Like, if you're the month before, people might not buy you. But, like, if you're, like, 3 months prior, hey, you got at least a nice little window here. So, if anything, I mean, anybody releasing in 2026, start releasing your games early. Just release it by the start of summer. So that way, if it
Yeah.
is the September release date, you don't have to worry.
Yeah, I mean, what I think GTA and like Rockstar needs to do right now is do that press release or drop another trailer saying like, "Hey, this is the release date. This is the price." Once we do that, gaming can go back to status quo where it's like we're all not walking on eggshells thinking like, "Oh, like we're worried about GTA 6." Like, no, we know when it's coming. We know how much it's going to be. And then consumers can kind of like what you said, get their eggs in line where it's like, oh, I'm gonna save and buy this game and then wait and then save up for a Battlefield and then I'm fine. Or not Battlefield, GTA 6. We're talking about a lot of games today. But yeah, like no, it is a lot. And honestly, I just need a gameplay trailer. I personally drop a gameplay trailer and we're fine. I'll wait till launch. I don't care. But right now it's kind of like we're all waiting, like waiting
Oh
for the
please, we
signal.
waited over a year for a second trailer. They're gonna make us wait for over another year for a third trailer.
All right.
That's what's gonna happen.
Speaking of that, when do you think we get the trailer? I'm thinking it's around New Year's or the Super Bowl.
Yeah, GTA 6 trailer 3. We're looking if the release date stays in May, we're looking at February
Yeah.
2026. That's when we get trailer 3. If it moves to September, probably May 2026.
Gosh.
I
I
said
don't.
2023 earlier. It's 2026. I don't
Yeah.
know why I said 2023.
We're all mixed up here, but yeah, no, like the next trailer is guaranteed to have actual gameplay, which I should think, I would like to believe it's gonna have gameplay.
Maybe.
Maybe,
Give me a multiplayer trailer.
yeah, you ain't seeing that for a long time, but no, it's fair. And yeah, GTA 6 continues to be this anomaly. But do you have any final words here about this lovely title?
GTA 6 is never going to be worth $100.
Hey, maybe it isn't. That we'll have plenty of
It
content to
won't
go
be.
off of if that happens. But yeah, let us know your thoughts about GTA 6 in the comments down below. And if you want more gaming content just like this, keep it locked to Game Sandwich for all your gaming news, rumors, and reviews. But as of right now, for this episode of Community Kitchen, I've been K-LO, joined by Aden, and we'll see you guys next time. If you enjoyed today's video and want more content just like this, consider subscribing to Game Sandwich for all your news, rumors, and reviews. And we'll see you guys next time.